And it's another wonderful day when Natalie is out here making videos. Very rare to see her out here. You know, everybody's been sick lately and all that good stuff.
Yes, we're sick kids.
I'm not sick yet, crossing my fingers. But today's video, or this video, is about our favorite YouTubers. Mostly Natalie's favorite. I'll name a few. Natalie, isn't one of your favorite like the Francis videos?
No.
Hey guys, it's me, Francis.
Yeah, but it does that one. Makes fun of me and always use that one.
You do kind of, it's not that you talk that way, but you kind of, when we've made videos before, she would say like, hey guys, and that just reminds me, you know, him saying it, that's like all of his intro videos, which is Boogie20988. He has a alter ego named Francis, I guess, and he does stupid stuff, and, you know, very controversial YouTuber. But let's go to what Natalie loves. Alright. This isn't in an order, right, of best to worst, and you'll say your, like, top 3 or so after we just say all of them, right?
Yeah.
So, number 1.
Is Emily and Ed at State Discovery.
And why is it your favorite? And tell people about the channel.
I just love it. It's all about reptiles. Which I was never a reptile lover until Dan and I met, and Dan was the reptile lover. And then he started getting me into it. And I've always liked reptiles. Like I used to help a guy like at the Alachua County Library to snakes. Like, so I loved reptiles, but I wasn't really a reptile keeper or like a reptile collector. Till Dan and I met, and then we got snakes and turtles and tortoises and what else have we had?
Tarantulas. Obviously, you did a video about you know, by proxy getting, you know, the poison hairs, which lasted weeks, right?
Yes, include that link.
Yeah, we'll put that link in our description. Basically, what happened was I was moving a salmon pink bird-eating tarantula to to clean its enclosure. And I used like a paintbrush or a makeup brush. I set the brush down, and
He never puts things away.
Was it JJ?
Yes.
JJ picked up the brush and he started tickling Mom's face, and said, "Is that tickle, Mama?"
Yeah, does that tickle, Mama? Does that tickle, Mama?
And I said weeks, but it was probably in 2 months plus that you had some kind of irritation, right?
Yeah, like 10 minutes later, I started like digging the crap out of my chin. Oh, my neck.
So what I think, and I'm not speaking for Natalie, she can agree or disagree. Emily seems like a professional, you know, the way she talks, the way she could be like a journalist on TV, I think. She is definitely,
like
that's
she
what,
seems exactly like if someone did like.
I don't know if that's her personality off camera, but if it's not, then she is a really good actress, journalist type person.
Yeah.
And we really, you know, I don't watch her that much anymore because I got burnt out just watching her all the time, but we loved watching her for a long time, and she still does. So number 2.
Wait, Ed reminds me of Dan, which is like good.
You know, and I asked her, I said, which one's your favorite, Ed or Emily? And you said Emily, all right?
I would say Emily, but I think they're both like compatible. Like you gotta have both in a video to make the video like it gives a wow factor.
And I will say something is, you know, we don't have a professional YouTube channel. We don't have a editing workstation or production studio or anything like that. And it still takes up a lot of time just to shoot a video, you know. And if we're trying to be perfectionists, it takes 10 times longer because we have to do takes over and over again. And you know, a lot of YouTubers will say, hey, if you see 30 minutes of our video, that means I probably worked 12 hours editing it, you know. So number 2
is Michael with Goodness People.
And what does Michael do?
Michael reaches out, he does outreach to homeless people.
And he is in Arizona.
Phoenix. Is he in Phoenix? Or just...
I don't know if he's in Phoenix, but he's somewhere in Arizona. And
yeah.
he does it independently. He's not a part of an organization or anything. But a lot of people donate to him food and money. And he provides, cell phones sometimes to people that are looking for jobs. And if somebody has a drug problem, he'll offer to take them to the rehab facilities, and he does that quite a bit, but I don't know how many people actually take him up on it. If you look at all the videos, probably not many people go to rehab, you know, with them. And this is your mom and dad was into feeding, you know.
I was just about to say, yeah, like this is how I grew up. My parents were ministers, and that, I would say, was probably about 50% of what we did. Like, feeding the homeless, like, reaching out to them, taking them to get their haircuts.
Shoes.
My mom was a barber, so my mom used to, cut a lot of their hair. So just that kind of thing, and at the same time witnessing to and introducing them to the Lord and praying with them, and just really ministering to the homeless, or we lived in South Florida up until Hurricane Andrew. And so, a big part of that, we had a big migrant camp down in Homestead, Florida. And my parents worked in the migrant camp, I would say probably weekly. So, yeah, that. He touches my heart, seeing that, and our kids even love him, we can literally be in bed watching a video and say, hey kids, homeless people are on. And I come running in to watch it.
Or if our middle son, sees it on, he'll say, Charlie, homeless people. Yeah. And they'll come running, stomping their feet, and coming to watch it. For whatever reason, they find him entertaining, and he is a little bit sarcastic and stuff, so... And he did a drone. Remember that one where he was putting a drone over a homeless camp, and the guy was shooting birds and stuff, not knowing if it was the police or what. But he helps a lot of people out. All right, number 3. You might as well talk about the other homeless one, I guess, which we don't know the guy's name.
Oh, I don't know his name. The channel is Lost in Phoenix.
Lost in Phoenix.
Yeah, and it's he pretty much interviews homeless people. And
kind of tells their story, how they got to be on the streets and stuff. And he sometimes does buy them food or drinks or clothes, but it seems like it's mostly interviews. I think he helps somebody get in a rehab, or at least one person.
Yeah, and then at the end he'll always say what is your
contact information if somebody wants to reach out.
That way people can like give directly to them.
And
So.
he's also in Arizona, I guess Phoenix, Arizona, or somewhere along there. So, next,
Emmy.
Emmy. Emmy made in Japan, right?
Yeah, Emmy made in Japan. Yeah, and she does what, cooking, and it's normally unusual cooking. Like, how would you classify that?
So, right now, I think people probably talk to her or give her suggestions. You know, try this new fruit, try this recipe. Here's a recipe from a 200-year-old cookbook and stuff like that. And sometimes she has cheeses and different things shipped in from different countries, but she cooks, you know, and what I mean. What makes her stand out, from just anybody else cooking to you? And our kids love Emmy too.
Yes, I love her. She doesn't just cook, like, she'll actually research it and kind of inform you about it. So, like, let's say there's a bread that, like, been around for, like, over 100 years, and it's, like, tied back to, like, the Civil War, like, what people ate in the Civil War.
Like hardtack crackers and stuff.
Yeah, she'll, like, go back and, like, tell you all about it, and that's kind of cool to me.
Didn't she make like a Ritz cracker cake or pie or something?
Yes.
Like, I don't remember if it had lemons or what. So some strange things, and she'll have like cooking utensils and stuff from the 80s and different stuff she's trying out.
And she'll occasionally, like, when Burger King, like, came up with the Impossible Whopper, she'll, like, occasionally do a taste test. Like, weird and bizarre food.
She recently did, what was it, a McDonald's birthday cake, which most people don't know exists.
Yeah, I didn't know it existed.
Supposedly or possibly it's, certain chains, certain franchises will have access to this McDonald's birthday cake, and it's usually for their employees, on their birthday when they celebrate it or something. But you can order it from certain franchises. And she rated it terrible or not that great. Okay, so she just has I guess you'd say she has a personality that you enjoy watching. She's like Emerald Lagasse, even if you didn't eat all the stuff, all the garlic and onions and beer and all that stuff that he puts in his meals and mushrooms. Oh my gosh. Even if you didn't eat. That's a dog getting through the child fence that we had up, probably, right? Or is it the cat?
I think it was the cat.
We always get disturbed by cats when we're doing our videos, more than dogs or anything, although we can have a dog bark. So, like Emerald Lagasse, and what was that the old lady that used to beat the chicken?
Julia Child.
Julia Child. She used to, what'd she do? Rub it and beat the chicken or whatever, and she was, like, famous for, like...
Yeah.
She said, I don't need gloves, and then she's, like, rubbing the chicken and spanking the French chef or whatever they called her. Okay, so next.
Bram
Barzcyk. Yeah.
Sorry about that. He also does reptiles. And he's not working on what he is calling the legacy aquarium because he has prostate cancer and is more likely gonna pass away. So he did a GoFundMe and he's making his dream aquarium. And they've called it the Legacy Aquarium. So that's pretty cool to watch. Why do you like it?
Uh, when you and I started watching this together, so I had no idea who he was, even though he had like a Snake Bites TV show or something a long time ago. When we started watching it, he's like ADHD. He talks super fast, and he was like hyper and running around everywhere. And I'm not going to say I've never seen anybody like that. There was a video game guy, I forget what his name is, that used to, and every other word was an F-bomb, but he's like, talk like that, like a machine gun, that I used to watch. And he quit. I think he got like bipolar depression or something, but it reminded me of him. Of course, Brian's not cussing and slinging F-bombs all over the place, but there was an intensity or a hyperness that just made him stand out. And he had a big collection of reptiles, and he's going into mammals and fish, and he's got several alligators. And the Legacy Aquarium will have a freshwater stingray tank, which I guess he said is possibly going to be a pet, where you touch them. And I guess he's going to have 1 or 2 other touch tanks, a koi fish feeding station, so he can feed the koi fish. I mean, there's definitely some controversy around his diagnosis and his fundraising, and a lot of accusations, and he kind of has talked about, what they're saying isn't true, or the reason why, it's going to be over a $5 million investment though. So
people believe what they want to believe.
Yeah. So I mean, one of the controversies.
Just more gossip.
So one of the controversies was this, and people on the internet that have never been to the Reptarium were saying the only reason you're making money is because you're on YouTube, and as soon as you pass away, nobody is going to go to your aquarium or Reptarium, and you're going to quit making money. And he basically said most people that visit his Reptarium don't even acknowledge his existence. When they see him working around there or whatever, they don't know who he is. So it's probably mostly locals that are, or maybe somebody touring the area that just see, oh, there's a reptile place. But I mean, he's got a lot of animals, and I don't know. But anything else you want to say about him?
I don't know. I like him.
And we had Steve Irwin, and he had a lot of controversy.
Exactly.
But he probably brought more positive stuff as a hands-on reptile enthusiast versus like Jack Hanna, which really wasn't super hands-on with dangerous animals. If you look at outtakes and stuff with some of his work, he was kind of scared of a lot of animals that he worked with, but and you see that with like journalists that'll go into like an emu fenced in area or something. And of course, what they show you on TV is something that, this is great and fun, but the outtakes say, oh my God, he's pecking me, he's going after me, and they're running after, so, Steve Irwin is a legend and a hero to a lot of people that would come after him. But there are also controversial YouTube people, especially with venomous animals. I'm not going to name names, that we don't watch. If we watched 1 or 2 episodes, that's fine. It's just not something that we're going to watch. But Brian, I think, is a more positive, YouTuber. And between Brian and Snake Discovery, I would say those are the top 2 out of all of them I've seen, and I've seen a lot of them. All right, we got one more left for you. Who is number 6? Peter.
Oh, duh.
Peter Santenello, I'll say it. And when we were studying this, I said Peter Capaldi or something like that, and I'm glad I looked it up, because if I would have said that, I'd have made a fool of myself. Is it Peter Santenello? And what does he do?
Oral histories. Cultural. Oral histories with people, but more along the lines of cultural. What you said.
You know, he goes around all over the U.S. and I guess a few other countries. He lived in Ukraine for 4 years, and he's showing different diverse like cultures. He's showing like Appalachia. He's showing like you kind of
Pennsylvania, that all like
right now he's in Chicago.
Mennonites and
yeah, so Chicago and different. That dog is starting to get on my nerves now too. Okay, so there is another one that does these social histories like homeless people, prostitutes, and stuff like that, or whatever. So it's more broad than just putting somebody, you know, in a tent and interviewing them.